She's an old friend. Now she wants me to come for a visit in Germany.
There are people you don't want to cross.
Do you know James Kane?
You can't come in here.
Oh, yes, I can.
You're a lost cause, a lackey of the West, but I'm gonna take care of that.
Harry, I'm home. Harry? Harry, can you turn that down? Harry? Harry? I brought voodoo. Harry?
Let's try. No. Discipline is important. All right, Luna. Bedtime. Luna, hey, you know what time it is? Time for a walk. Girl. Sigue practicando, Pamela.
Gracias.
Viene una tormenta.
¿Perdón?
Viene una tormenta.
Creo que estaba equivocado.
No mistake, Kane. Necesitas ir al terreno elevado. Mensaje entregado.
You think you're out, but one day they'll come for you. Be ready.
voice authentication, please.
Kilo, Alpha, November, Echo. Authenticating. Lima, Echo, Mike, 215. I'm starting the clock.
I was hoping you'd call.
I was hoping I'd never have to.
And it's only a matter of time.
Is he dead? What happened?
What do you think? It started to rain.
Are you okay?
I'm alive. For now.
I'm sorry about Haruto. He was...
It's good to hear your voice. Don't ever call me again.
Sorry, girl. This isn't what I wanted.
Emma was my friend.
I want you to help me forget. Can you do that for me?
You're on your own.
At least someone has an appetite.
Estamos experimentando. We all have a duty to do good.
You know what you have to do, Jimmy.
Don't you?
Hey, Luna, you bored? You wanna play?
Fancy meeting you here.
There's nowhere to turn to. The only one I can trust.
That's not surprising after the Santero fiasco.
Look, he was going to kill him. He's supposed to do.
It was sloppy. We taught you better. I taught you better.
So this is it. Everything I've done. Nothing.
It's the best you can do. You're a dead man either way.
This microfilm is the only leverage I have.
Time's up. You might as well do some good with the information.
It's to be something I can do.
You can run, but it's only a matter of time.
I know.
I can cover for you. For a while. Then it's all on you. Go. I told him you were ready. None of us were. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Amina? It's me.
Why are you calling James?
I'm so sorry, Amina. About everything.
James, what? What do you want?
You've reached 207 930 9000. Leave a message at the beep.
Jeff, it's James Kane. I'm calling to apologize. Please forgive me.
Hello?
Radek. Tady Kane.
Ano. Tady je Radek.
Tady James Kane, Radku.
Ano, já jsem Radek. A kdo jste vy?
Jen jste... že jsem chtěl omluvit.
Kdo jste vy?
Ahoj, Radku. Ahosh.
It's much too late for sorry, James.
Hola.
Hola. Ven, chiquita, una vez. ¿Ya te vas?
Sí, tengo otro mandado que hacer.
Ok, bueno, ya estaremos bien. ¿Qué es esto?
No sé colores, gracias.
No es necesario.
Por favor, toma.
Ok.
Los juguetes. Le gusta mucho la ardilla. Y también le gustan mucho las galletitas. Pero no debe comer demasiado. You'd be good. Luego te veo.
Está bien.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 34 years since my last confession.
Death is a way of life.
Claire has asked me to say a few words about Haruto, her husband, about Harry, her friend. Harry was a great man. He spoke often about philosophy and poetry. I particularly remember a haiku he once wrote. What my words can't express, perhaps his 17 syllables can. A butterfly draws breath, wings beating in a slow wind, blood on the new snow. Claire?
Can Harry and I come in? Harry really was out of the business. The last contact he had with the faction was when Sergei said, "You know Sergei."
I know Sergei.
Sergei told Harry that the faction was closing down. That they didn't need him anymore. It was a lie. Of course it was. They just wanted Harry to let down his guard. You know that, and you still work for them.
There are many sides to deception.
What is that? Some of your Japanese poetry? You know, when I went to the place and they brought out Harry's ashes, they were in this little brown plastic box, like a video cassette. You remember those?
I do.
He couldn't have weighed more than 6 or 7 pounds. Mika weighed 6 pounds when she was born. Now Harry weighs the same. It's the circle of life.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
Why are you here?
They asked me to bring him here. They want you to take him to Japan.
Why?
What do I know? Some BS protocol. Answer it. We both know who it is.
Kane. She is. Understood.
The faction checking up on me. Or you.
You know, I don't give a damn about the faction or its protocols. But they don't need to know that just yet. I need to visit an old friend. And then I'm flying to Japan. I'll take Harry with me.
Fine. Take him. I have my memories. I don't need another knick-knack cluttering up the house.
How did he die, Claire?
They made it look like suicide.
And you didn't call the police?
If I had called the police, would I be sitting here talking to you?
And you're sure it wasn't a suicide?
You know what? F you, James. For the first time in our marriage, we had a life. We would cook together and Harry was growing roses. I was in a book club. Maybe if you're a good little employee a little while longer, you'll live a little longer. Maybe you think you're smarter than Harry. That you can stay 5 steps ahead of whatever's coming for you? Maybe you're right. I hope you are. I hope you have a long and happy retirement. I hope I never see you again.
Can I help you?
Do you know James Kane?
What's this about? What? You can't come in here.
Oh, yes, I can.
Hey, Evan. Got a few things to say, if you'll listen. This never should have happened. You died because you were my friend. That's all. You'll never know how sorry I am about that. I worry about you. I love your brother.
Don't leave breadcrumbs for others to follow. There's nothing you need that's worth your life. Get rid of it all. Always have a backup plan. Lay a false trail. Always have an ace in the hole. Traffic and misdirection. Confuse your enemies. Be a ghost. Be a shadow. Stay alive.
It's time for you to go home, Kane.
And where's that, Anya?
James, how nice to see you. Konnichiwa, Haruto.
Notsuno Kusaya.
Tsuamo no domo ga yume no atto. I was never as fond of Basho as you. This didn't have to happen.
He was out.
Haruto is a complex person. Are you certain he was out? That he was no threat? Thank you for coming all this way. We appreciate it.
I bet. Why? Why did I have to bring Haruto?
Harry wanted his ashes scattered in Japan. As simple as that.
Claire thinks you're running a game.
Isn't that what Kipling called this? A great game? You've played the game well, Kane. You've won more than you've lost. And you still have more of a future than a past.
If I live to be 99.
If you live to take your next breath, it's a bonus. You're an artifact, a dinosaur. You need to evolve before the comet hits.
And what about you?
I just need to tidy up a few loose ends, and then it's off to the Maldives for me. Not really. But there's one more thing you need to do for me.
Loose end?
A dangling thread. A foolish man who has allowed his idealism to override his common sense. We'll overlook a lot of shortcomings, but don't mess with our money. Room's paid up for another hour. I'd stay. But the last time we did that, it didn't end well, did it?
The journey to redemption is a winding path, but a straight line.
Maybe this can be my path to redemption.
Tea?
Right.
If I'd have wanted to Litvinenko you, I'd have done it already. Nice place for a walk, huh?
You didn't have to kill Harry.
We didn't. You've heard how Little Enterprise has been acquired. New management has a business concept that doesn't include the human factor. Harry took it personally, and he chose another path.
And killed himself.
Well, he didn't die by his own hand. Claire's right about that, but he is responsible for his own death. Harry became unstable. He was hearing voices, seeing things. And he offered his services to our opponents. Well, for our new owners, loyalty is a core concept. Which brings us to you, James. How's the paranoia? You still taking the meds? Because I hear they're easier to get in Mexico than they are in the States, right? Not so many inconvenient questions, Am I right?
You contacted me. I'm here. What do you want?
Well, let's get down to it.
You gotta be kidding me.
We find our amusement where we can. It's a delivery, not a sanction.
Then why not just use a courier?
Because we really need this message delivered. Because there are people who'd be happier if it wasn't. And that may look like a prop from a cheesy horror movie, but believe me, that is the key to your future.
Go on.
Our man here, he's the conduit to a woman who creates the most beautiful viruses you've ever seen. That contains the codes that will unlock every secret door in the faction's puzzle palace. Your job is to give the key to this man. He'll give it to the hacker, who will insert tab A into slot B. The faction will cease to exist, and you'll be truly free.
But why burn it down? With the new management?
Let's just say the takeover was not without strife. He'll be waiting for you at the old dead drop point in Itsukushima. You remember where?
I remember.
He'll be scared.
I'll be gentle.
Your ship leaves from Osumbashi Pier in Yokohama tomorrow. That's your best bet to get safely out of the country. It'll take some time for the dust to settle. You find a deep hole to hide in. Keep your head down, James. Goodbye.
Couples? Outstanding.
Amateurs.
Calm down.
Don't kill me.
What's your problem? Take it.
Is that what I think it is?
It's a thumb drive. I'm supposed to give it to you. And you're going to give it to her.
Call her the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Yeah. I suppose that's because calling her Jillian wouldn't be so dramatic, huh?
She can bring men to life. She can kill them with code. You understand what I mean? 5 seconds after she's into the system, will never have existed. I'll be a ghost. We'll both be free. I thought they were just messing with me when they told me what they wanted me to do.
They like messing with people.
Anywhere you go, blend in.
Outstanding.
Basho said every day is a journey, and the journey itself is home. But what if you have no home?
This is so good.
Our shore excursion was great.
I can't eat like this the whole cruise.
It was amateurish.
Kane?
There was unnecessary collateral damage.
Kane?
The cleanup will be expensive.
Kane?
Hey, isn't this Sir Riley's?
You got the wrong cabin.
Can we party?
No.
I'm not gonna be a jerk about it.
Other people's curiosity will be your greatest ally. The phone rings, they pick it up. They get a piece of mail, they open it.
Yeah, hey, I'm here to fix that leak you reported.
There's a knock at the door, and they answer it.
What happened in Caracas, Kane? That should have been easy. We need a full report.
Maybe the faction really is closing down.
I feel like I'm playing hooky.
I love you.
You're my hero.
You need to go home.
And where's my home?
Hello, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm Chaplain Latham. You know, I'm a good listener, unless you prefer to be alone.
Does anybody ever really choose to be alone?
Pray that your loneliness may spur you into finding something to live for, great enough to die for.
Kierkegaard?
Right region, wrong country. Scandinavia. Long dark winters, mind-numbing cold. It's no wonder all their philosophers are existentialists. Have you ever been to Scandinavia, James? I could do without the fermented herring myself, but the people there are so warm and they're so friendly and they...
How did you know my name?
What did you do?
Sent you. Who?
I was sent to recruit you.
How awful. They say it was a heart attack. He just got on in Seward. Did you know him?
Mensaje entregado.
Kane, you need to go home.
I hope I never see you again.
This looks professional. Get me the passenger manifest.
Find a deep hole to hide in.
Where to?
Kane? Sonia? Kane? Kane? Kane?
Sorry. Wrong number.